Shalom. Call Haloyam La Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Kodash. Bakta Yahweh, Bakta Yahweh Shai, Bakta Rachak Kodash, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rachak Kodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick breakdown of Psalms chapter 57. Quite a few precepts on some of these verses, so I'm going to break it into two parts, two videos. So we just go ahead and get right into it for part one here. So beginning here at verse 1. It says, "Be merciful." What's so like we'll read it from the top. "To the chief musician, a Toshith, Mishtam of David, when he fled from Saul in the cave." Because David, he showed Saul that he could have had killed him, when he was sleeping, because he took a piece of his garment, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, And we're supposed to be at peace, even though, that's why you turn the other cheek to your brother, but you don't turn the other cheek to an enemy, a heathen, a heathen nation. Those are enemies. Our brothers are of our nation. If they want to be wicked, then, we are to be merciful, because the Most High say, "Blessed are those that are merciful, for they shall receive mercy." And that's what David received, mercy from the Most High. If you need to, if your life is in danger, of course you need to defend yourself. But you want to always, forgive your brother 70 times 7, and that's what David did to Saul. Not that many times, but he just without end, forgave Saul, and the Most High took care of that. Verse 1 here. So it says, "Be merciful unto me, O Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai. Be merciful unto me." And that's a spirit I didn't know was going to be talking about merciful. "For my soul trusted in thee." So most of our people trust in the king of Babylon, the great, the king of Egypt, the king of Sodom, of spiritual Sodom and Gomorrah, America, the so-called white man. "Yeah, in the shadow of thy wings will I make my refuge until these calamities be overpassed." And what calamities is that? Jacob's trouble, the device that goes into your hand that you need to buy and sell to be able to eat, right? And to be able to live. And the ultimate calamity is that thermonuclear fire. So we'll go to Isaiah 26 and verse 20. "Come, my people, enter thou into thy chambers." Chambers is going to your rooms, because the elect have a room. Particular, they have a seat. They have a seat on one of the chariots, aka so-called UFOs. "And shut thy doors about thee." That's salvation when you get beamed up. "Hide thyself as it were for a little moment, until the indignation be overpassed." And that go to overpass again. The indignation, the calamities, aka the calamities, aka indignation, and that's that thermonuclear fire. Doing that salvation. And then the wings. What's on the wing? I mean, where are wings? What are wings a part of? A bird. And what does the birds do? Fly. And what does the chariots do? Those are the so-called UFOs flying through the air that will beam up the elect with that salvation. Isaiah 30. Let's see, 30 and verse 3. "Therefore shall the strength of Pharaoh be your shame." See, because they trust in the king of Pharaoh, Biden. That's why they rolled up their sleeves with no problem. "And the trust in the shadow of Egypt, your confusion." So everyone's confused because they were like, "I thought I was double. I thought I'm double jabbed. I thought I had everything. I thought I didn't need any more. I didn't have to roll up my sleeve anymore." So now, they're confused. When you trust in the enemy, when you trust in Satan's minions, you're going to be confounded every time. But Salakia one time. Okay, Salakia, I'm back. So from there, we'll go to Psalms 57 and verse 2, if I can find it. I will cry unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai Most High, unto Yahweh that performeth all things for me. So when you get that word performeth, that's a very interesting word. Get that word performeth in the Blue Letter Bible here. The concordance, get the Hebrew word for it, and it's H 1850, Slakia 1584, Gamar. And that word performeth mean to end, come to an end, complete, cease. To come to an end, be no more. Bring to an end, complete. To fail, perfect, perform. So to be no more. And we know that Esau Edom's kingdom will not be anymore. So the Most High is going to bring his kingdom to an end, because it's a wicked world we live in. And that's why, so instead of performing, that's an interesting, they put perform here. Of course, the Most High perform everything the Most High do, he's performing it. But to have the direct understanding, that's why it's important to go into these words to get the full understanding. So it says, I will cry unto Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, Most High, and to Yahweh that bring to an end all things for me. And David is a representation of the house of David, which is the 1/3 body, elect body of Yahweh Shai, those that will be found in the book of life, that will be blessed with salvation. So the Most High ultimately he will bring all things, he will bring to an end all things for the elect of Israel, and ultimately all Israel. When they come back through the loins of the 1/3 in the kingdom, but in the kingdom of heaven. But the Most High is going to bring to an end all these heathen rulerships and heathen rulers of these different realms of the earth and throughout the four corners of the earth. So Ecclesiastes, and that's why this verse rings so loud. And when you understand it, read it with understanding now. Verse 8, better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit. So, as I stated in multiple videos, the kingdom of heaven will never end. So why when one read that without understanding, when they just a casual reader just read this, or a Christianity person reading it without any understanding, they'll read it and be like, what does this mean? Why why is it better for something to end? It's a deep saying, a dark saying, basically going into the end of these heathen rulerships. Because when you have understanding that the kingdom of heaven is for eternity, we know eternity never ends. So what is it talking about? It's talking about heathen rulerships, because those are fleshly, carnal rulerships. We know that which is spiritual is forever, and the kingdom of heaven is spiritual, and that would be eternal. So Ezekiel 9:4. And the Lord Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry, for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. So he's setting a mark of exemption from judgment. That's the elect. There's nothing new under the sun. There's always a small amount, a remnant, so to say, throughout the Israelites' history of being a nation. There was always a smaller amount of people that was mourning when things were going wicked, when our nation was going off. And there was always a small amount that was sighing and crying because they hated the wickedness. And the same thing today. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, the majority of our people are wicked and going off. And there's a small amount that hate it. And we're crying out the hopeful elect. So the Most High will mark those men and will give them that blessing of salvation, and they will hide under the wings of the Most High in their chambers until that indignation be overpassed, so that thermonuclear fire and the chariot laser beam fires is going to be zapping this place to smithereens and turn it into a major desert, a massive desert over here in the fourth realm, the fourth part of the earth, which is the Western Hemisphere, the Americas. It will be a major desert. That's why it speaks about in, I think, Isaiah 13, about the doleful creatures, every hateful bird, the satyrs. They're going to dance there in the old palaces of the Babylonians, the White House, the areas where that White House would be. Desert creatures will be. Why would desert creatures be reigning and over here in America? Because it's going to be a desert from the thermonuclear fire and the chariot laser beam fire. So going back to Psalms 57 and verse 3. And that shows you also that the eternal hellfire is not for eternity, because that fire is going to end. It's just going to be for a period of time. It's going to burn things up to smithereens and make it a desert. And then desert creatures will be now roaming and patrolling and living in this desert over here. And that will be America. Thus saith the Bible, not me. Psalms 57 and 3. He shall send from heaven and save me from the reproach of him that will swallow me up. Salah. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, shall send forth his mercy and his truth. So, and what is that? Who is that referencing? He's going to send his help. What it says, he's going to send, the Most High will send from heaven. He will send forth his mercy and truth. See, King David, the book of Psalms is very heavy. It's talking about end times and prophecies and the salvation and the Messiah. All throughout the Holy Scripture, all throughout the so-called Old Testament. I say so-called because it's just, old. That's what they labeled it. But, it's the Torah and the Tanakh, the book of the law. And then the Tanakh is the book of the law. Genesis through Deuteronomy is the Torah, written by Moses. And then the Tanakh is the rest of the prophets that wrote the rest of the Old Testament. Okay, so Psalms 110 and verse 1. A Psalm of David. The Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, said unto my Lord, sit thou at my right hand, until I make thine enemies thy footstool. So David said that the Most High Power Yahweh said unto his Lord Yahweh Shai. So David was the top man. So who is his Lord? Under the Most High is Yahweh Shai. He knew about this. Everyone knew about the Messiah to come. Sit thou at my right hand until I make thy enemies thy footstool. And that's the Messiah, Yahweh Shai, the chosen one. Verse 2. The Lord Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, shall send the rod of thy strength out of Zion. And that's what that's going into. The Most High will send from heaven. Send who? Yahweh Shai. And then Yahweh Shai's right-hand man, as far as in the war general, in the war, the armies of heaven, the war angel, the archangel, Michael, the top war angel. Rule thou in the midst of thine enemies. Verse 3. Thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, because we're going to get those spiritual bodies. In the beauties of holiness, from the womb of the morning, thou hast to do of thy youth. That's when we change. That's that salvation. What's the womb of the